Why do you have my phone?
evaluated if you are not presenting.
Did you take it or did I give it to you?
You gave it to me.
I did?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm nervous.
no me acuerdo.
You'll be
Oh.
fine.
Are the gummies good?
Te amo. What'd you say?
What?
Se puede.
No se puede.
You say no se puede. Thank
No.
you for your words of
Well,
encouragement.
Wait a
Sí se puede. Okay.
You can.
Do I have all of your attention?
Maybe.
Yes. Okay, watch this.
So
Is
you
gonna
don't
get
have
your
my
attention.
attention. Did you upload it to that book?
Yes.
You don't have,
I just got ready. You made me stop. You lost my spunk.
you don't have the teacher's
Okay.
attention.
Did you get it?
Yes, I got it.
Both of the cosas?
Yes.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
I'm not ready anymore.
Oh, no se puede.
Who's recording? Is it Adam?
They're both recording. Adam is like a mother, so she.
Adam is
You're great.
You're doing great. You got this, bud.
Sí se puede is a saying that rose in popularity during the Chicano movement. This movement spread to all parts of the U.S., including border towns such as the RGV. This movement affected, This movement affected us, being that most of us come from a Mexican or indigenous background. I'm a credible person on this topic since I am a second-generation Chicana and have nothing but pride in my culture. The Chicano culture is a complex combination of Mexican, indigenous, and American influences that have come together to shape a unique community. First, I will go into the history on Chicano culture. Next, I will go into the art aspect of the culture. And lastly, I will go over two of the main misconceptions people have on Chicanos. Chicano culture is a group of American-born people with Mexican descent that only started to be recognized in the 60s, and it was liberating for so many people. When people first started recognizing Chicano as a culture, it was in response to an ongoing movement from the 1960s to the 1970s. According to History.com, the Chicano movement, also known as El Movimiento, by the members of this community, was a movement led by Cesar Chavez and Dolores Huerta. She's here, right? Yes. Along with the farm workers who were fighting for increases in wages and benefits along with their dignity. Oh, I'm nervous. We've seen the movement in these following images. Here are the farm workers along with Dolores Huerta, who came up with the quote I used in the beginning, "Si se puede." The Chicano community wanted to be recognized for their culture and be able to embrace their culture and roots. According to uscd.edu, Cesar Chavez can be quoted in his letter from Delano, saying, "The color of our skins, the languages of our cultural and native origins, the lack of formal education, and the exclusion from the democratic process, the numbers of ours slain in recent wars, all these burdens, generation after generation, have sought to demoralize us. We are not agricultural implements or rented slaves. We are men." This shows his desire to be recognized for his culture and his discontentment with how Chicanos are being treated. Now that I have discussed the history on the term Chicano and Chicano culture, I'm going to be going into the art style, or the Chicano art style. The Chicano art style is unique to Chicanos and was a way for them to express themselves and their culture. Chicano art was noticed in the late 60s to early 70s alongside the Chicano movement while being a movement of its own. According to artincontext.org, Chicano art was heavily influenced by Mexican murals and pre-Columbian art. Here we have some examples of the pre-Columbian art. As you can see, their murals do contain people and a lot of different shapes and prints. Oh, my bad, I skipped the Mexican murals, sorry. The Mexican style murals do include a lot of their culture as well as very vibrant colors. Here we have, actually I'll save that for later. The purpose of Chicano art is to show the history of Chicanos that isn't taught in or spoken of in schools. According to study.com, Chicano art became widely seen to showcase the different barrios we have as well as our culture and history that can be found in the U.S. Here we have some examples of historical Chicano murals. This one targets the Chicano movement as well as this one. Actually, all of them do in some way. Now that I have this, pause. Here we do have an example of a more modernized style of the Chicano art done by a Chicano artist here on campus. TSJ Collegiate. I'm gonna walk around with this actually. Emma, can you see? This was done by a Chicano artist here on campus. His name is Salvador Mendoza. He was a big help in this presentation. I know, he's amazing, isn't he? So now that I have gone over the art aspects of this community, I'm now going to be going over, thought that you threw me off for the time. Sorry. I'm now going to be going over two of the main misconceptions people have on Chicanos. People often aren't educated on the Chicano culture and have many misconceptions about the community. For example, one of the most common misconceptions on Chicanos is that we are uneducated and only strive in manual labor. And according to Claudia Ruiz's interview for ABC News, she can be quoted saying, Mexico has the second largest professional diaspora in the United States. Here I have some examples of what the misconceptions are. As you can see, we have these stereotypes such as farmers, not farmers, my bad. These are people that work in the labores, known as the cebolleros. We have construction workers, we have gardeners, and these are very stereotypical Chicano representations. Here we have the reality. We have lawyers, doctors, teachers, office workers. We are a very big part of the professional side of our workforce. Another common misconception is that Chicano and Cholo are the same thing, which they are not. A Chicano is simply a person of Mexican descent, whereas a Cholo is a person of Mexican descent that is also involved in gang culture. According to the YouTube channel Chicanismo Today, in his video, The Differences Between Chicanos and Cholos, he states and can be quoted saying, just because someone identifies as Chicano does not mean that they are trying to be or are a Cholo. As you can see here, I'm dressed in very typical Chicano fashion, you know, the big hoops, baggy jeans, I have on the lugs, the lugs. That does not make me a Chola. I am simply a Chicana that is wishing to share my culture with you all by my dress. Here we have an example of the reality of a Chicano, simply a way of dressing and showing our culture. And here we have the reality of a Chola. Someone affiliated, as you can see, they're throwing up signs. Let's not pay attention to those. To summarize, first I discussed the history on Chicano culture. Second, I went over the art aspect of the community. And lastly, I went over two of the main misconceptions. Chicano culture is a complex combination of Mexican, American, and indigenous influences that have come together to form a unique community. So to end, I'll leave you with this quote by Oscar de la Hoya. I am proud to be born in the USA, but my Mexican roots are my foundation and what make me never give up, always keep fighting, and fight to the end. Thank you. What was my time, Tati?
6:57.
Oh, you see that? I extended it by what, 2 minutes? Wow, I hit the requirement.
2 seconds, actually.
20
Huh?
seconds?
It's 3 seconds.
3 seconds.
It's just 4 minutes.
6:57.
No,
has
by
to
2
be-
minutes. But when I first
Yeah,
read it,
yeah.
I hit 4 minutes.
Yeah,
That's what I
told you. I told you with the visually.
Guys, that's really nerve-wracking. I almost cried in the middle there.
Gracie, is that Bernie Sanders?
I know, right? That's what I
Where
was
are
about to
you
say.
Huh?
Is that Bernie Sanders?
Where?
Oh,
I'm lying.
Damn. So look at that, okay?
Where? You're right, I can't see the face.
Oh, yes, it go. Sorry, guys.
Go back, I want to see Bernie Sanders.
I want to see.
Oh, it is Bernie Sanders.
Where? I can't see.
It's right there.
Actually, look, as you can see, workforce.
No, Tracy, I want to see. It's right there.
The same Bernie Sanders over there.
Oh my
That
I
is
remember
pretty
that.
I almost started laughing in the middle of your presentation because I saw Bernie Sanders.
Well,